So welcome back to my conversation on the state of Nigeria with the Deputy Global Leader of Oodua Action Movement, Mr. Sam Oyabayo. Sam, where we left off, we were talking about solutions to the Nigerian problem. So I want us to look at the option that Omoyele Sowore is pursuing. You mentioned that you were with him in Nigeria, and that what you saw gave you the perception that Nigeria is not going to work and there's no need to take the path of revolution. Can you explain that more? If the what Sowore believes that the young people can rise up and take hold of that country and transform it, why do you think it won't work?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me back. Yeah, there's so many reasons. I kind of enumerated bit by bit. When I was in Nigeria with Sowore during the last presidential election, like I said, I took part. I was very active to do all that I needed to do. One thing I realized was that in the northern part of Nigeria, because of what they believe, they had, I don't know how many of children. I'm talking of children, of what I saw. A lot of people saw it on the queue. And I'm talking of children as young as 7, 8 years old on the queue to vote, which tells you that these people are really desperate for the presidential election. That is one. That then took me, I then asked why in my heart, why was that? It means that they're really desperate when it comes to rule, born to rule kind of a thing. Then other things that I could talk about were in the days about education, values. Do we have the same values? No, we don't have the same values. In the West, in the Yoruba land, we have Muslims and Christians living together, no religious anything. But in the North, we have people who always believe that other religions they are not clean and they should be killed. And a lot of killing has been taking place. Sowore mentioned it was widely in the news during this general election that there are 13 million children roaming the streets in the north. So telling you that why are these children on the street is because there are no schools for them. The government has no plan to educate them. As far back as in the 60s, in the 70s, government of whatever have been pumping millions of nairas, if not billions, in those days to the north. It was called educationally disadvantaged states in those days, pumping money to educate them. But these people tactically will not educate the masses because they know that as soon as they educate them, their eyes open, they know their rights. So they're not educating the people, and as a result, they are able to control them. And in the South, it's not like that. I am a child of a farmer, a poor farmer with cutlass and hoe, and I've achieved quite a lot in my short years through hard work, education, and all this. I wouldn't have been educated if I were to have been, a child of an Hausa man in the North, unless I was born into the elite family. So that is a very strong value that will never work with another community that believes in equal rights, in education. Awolowo introduced equal rights education, free to everybody in those days, which allowed the sons of farmers, traders, mechanic to have good education. If you can work hard, if you can focus, you'll achieve. This is not the case in the North. So we cannot be together because education is the engine drive of any nation. Any nation that does not value education will never develop. So we will never develop in this case of this. And you cannot force parents to educate their children if it is their beliefs. Sowore was talking of 13 million. We will establish this, we will establish that. That is true. You can establish schools when nobody goes there. So it is not that I hate the other group of people. No, it's nothing personal. It's the values. Our values are completely different. So when we are talking of it, let's look at even the so-called successful individual Nigerians all over the world. How many of them are from the north? I can only think of one. But you have so many Igbos, you have so many Hausas that are, so Yorubas that are successful all over the world because of what? It's not luck, it's because of good education. They make good use of themselves. So any nation that shy away from education will make little progress. So as a result of that, I just feel that we cannot force the average Hausa people or Fulani, whatever, from the north to be educated. So we can create schools, but they won't go there. So as a result, based on that, I just feel that no, it's better we are apart. Nigeria, like I said earlier on, is a sandwich of Afghanistan and America. It will never work.
So are you saying that Sowore is wasting his time in Nigeria trying to bring about a revolution?
With a lot of respect to my friend Sowore, Omoyele Sowore, he is. I hope he realizes that and join us.
Now let me ask you about another activist for Oodua Nation, Adeyinka Grandson. Do you know him, and what do you think about his approach?
Adeyinka Grandson is a factual guy. He comes about with a lot of very intelligent. He will give you the fact as it is without diluting it. There is a bit which I think it needs to look into. The belief of killing the Igbos in Yoruba land. Why killing? Why do you need to kill? I mean, you are abroad. The English are not killing you. They are feeding you free of charge. So far you follow their rule of law, you are free to survive. So I don't believe in that. No killing. I don't believe in that aspect of some people are pure Yoruba, some are not pure. And by the time we start going into that, we are turning ourselves to another Hitler. So he has the fact, like I keep saying, but his approach of exterminating the Igbos, his hatred for the Igbos, there is no need for that.
Now, you said that there is no need for killing, but if you look at what happened yesterday, had it been that the Fulani people did not run, some of them would have been killed.
Well, are the Igbos behaving like the Fulanis? No, exactly. The Igbos in Yoruba land are business people working hard, well educated. We benefit from each other. I mean, there have been a bill of political uprising for touts, from the touts, but from the well-meaning Yoruba individuals. No, the Igbos are not a threat to us in Yoruba land. And like I keep saying, Yoruba have the ability to allow any foreigner to settle, but please behave yourself. That is just what we are saying. But when they are killing people, raping, killing all kind of what you can think of, and the government does nothing, then obviously you have the right to defend yourself. This is an international obligation.
No, what I was getting at was that once you allow it's kind of killing of any group, it could be a group that is not liked today, tomorrow it could be another group, you know, and for whatever reason, that's what some people will say, why they think there could be a better option than to say because the government is not working, because the federal government is not doing their job, the state is not doing their job, let people rise up and try to deal with issues the way they want to deal with it, the way they can. And then, because tomorrow it could change. Tomorrow it could be the rebel, you know, that would be identified as a group doing something that one group does not like. And then that group will now say, let's take action. And the action they will take will be, you know, let's chase them away. Let's kill them, you know, if they don't run. That's what people can say. You know, people can point that out. What do you think?
No, Rudolf, please, let's respect the dead.
Mm.
Let's respect those that have been kidnapped. One lady whose spouse, fiancé, this lady was a farmer, graduate. She had, I think, 5, 6 workers working for her. Was stopped middle of the road. They're not married. Fiancé was killed, and she was kidnapped. That's a double tragedy. Dad had to pay ransom to get her. Are you telling me that that was a fight against a group of people? No. This is self-defense. When the government, I keep using the word, they're not government, they're just looters in power. When they did nothing, how many people have been locked up since this thing started in 2015? Let's even talk of 2005, 5 years till now. If people have been locked up, I'm sure there will be hundreds of thousands of terrorists in jail.
Mhm.
But it is not. You and I know that some billions of naira was paid to terrorists, and the government came on air to defend that, oh, they are repentant terrorists. Where on earth does that happen? Is that what America did 9/11? Is that what Britain did in July? What year was it that it happened? Was that what France did? How can we be paying ransom, a lot of money to terrorists? And has it gone down? No, it's not gone down. Look at the cheapo girls and so on like that. So how will people not defend themselves? Are you telling me that, oh, we should be waiting until that day the government will come up and say, oh, now we want to defend, we should do nothing? It's like I come to your house, force myself through the door into your house, you call the police won't come in. Rudolph, I'm in your house now. Just imagine, I'm in your house. You got a wife, you got children, maybe young children, and I'm in there posing myself as an indecent man. You call the police does nothing. Are you telling me you're going to just do nothing? I don't think so. So this is just, it's natural. International law allows you to defend yourself. You see, if we will be talking of what you are saying, if after the Fulani in Igangan ran away and they ran after them and then killed them all, that didn't happen. They asked them to leave my home. And as soon as they left, that's it. If they come back, let's see what happens when if they come back. So this is, let's not mix that with, oh, we are killing the Igbira people because we don't like them. We are killing these people. No. It's not about we like or we don't like. It is criminal things. Let's not mix it, because if we're mixing it, we are insulting those that have lost their lives and their loved ones.
All right. So let's look at the other alternative, which is still something playing right now in Nigeria. So there are people who feel that part of this solution to the problems is to let power rotate to the south. And as we speak, there are two competing camps trying to get control of the country in 2023. So you have the Yoruba camp and you have the Igbo camp saying that they won the presidency. So someone like Bola Tinubu is a leading contender for presidency in 2023. What do you think he should be doing if you and your group and several groups in the West have given up on Nigeria, have come to the conclusion that the Constitution of 1999 is not going to work and nobody who swears to that Constitution can make any change in Nigeria? What do you think Bola Tinubu is doing or should be doing?
Well, the issue of rotational presidency is not the problem of Nigeria. It's worse than that. Whoever gets there will have to be using the same constitution, which is faulty, which is completely faulty. Will be sworn in. This is what the word of Seyi Makinde when he threatened Sunday Igboho that the constitution upon which he sworn in, he would defend it and all kind of things. It is faulty. The Nigerian problem is not about presidency. If it were about the presidency, I'll still be supporting Sowore. It's not about that. Tinubu that wants to be president in 2023 needs a change of heart and join his people. He can even be the president of Yoruba nation. If he wants to, he will have to prove himself, that he loves his people rather than loves his money. So this issue has gone beyond just somebody at the top. We don't have the same values. The values are completely different. Values of life, the way we see life are completely different. And an individual cannot change that. The president is an individual. No matter how powerful you are, you cannot force, it's like forcing Americans to all go to Quranic school because you must go to heaven. You do that for years and years, it gets you nowhere. Or the other way around, forcing Afghanistan to say that you must all have degree in science and arts. No matter how much money you pump into that, you're not going to achieve it. But what we are saying is a group that have values. For instance, the Igbos have values when it comes to entrepreneurship. They believe in that. Let them be a group of nations. They will trade with all other people. The Yorubas that believe in education, let them sell their education like where I am. The Britain is making trillions of pounds in education all over the world. So we have your skills, even in the north. They have skill. Let everybody. So these people, either it's not about 2023 or whatever. If it happens, because the way things are going, unless somebody is not seeing well, the way things are going, 2023 is questionable.
Are you not concerned that someone like Bola Tinubu, being that he has the ambition, will not support your, obviously he's not coming out to support your movement, and that if it comes in conflict, if your movement or the desire of your group comes in conflict with his own ambition, that he's going to do things that will make sure that you don't succeed?
They're doing it already. That is why killing in Yoruba land means nothing to them. If you want to lead because you want to serve your people, not you want to lead because you want to be seen as the top, the president. So they're doing that already. But one thing that we must remember is Bola Tinubu is one person. Yes, he may have so and so people behind him, but gradually, if they have any thoughts, if they can borrow themselves some brain, those that are rallying around him will see that he is just doing it for personal ambition. Look at if you go back to the video of Sunday Igbo in Igangan, Igangan has never seen that huge number of people. If never. So look at when that happened, even all the states in Yoruba land will start panicking from what they saw yesterday, that things are changing. People are asking for basic rights of defense. Protect us. You cannot take your car at 6 p.m. and drive to another town. As soon as 6 p.m., you have to stay wherever you are because you may never come back. Things are so bad. Another woman was nearly killed today, which there was a video of her they were showing. She said she pretended to have died. That was when they left. So it's happening, it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing that is happening. So these people you mentioned, yes, Tinubu and probably the Igbos wanting presidency and whatever, I don't see why they can, if they really love their people, fight for their people and then develop. It will be a gracious thing for Tinubu to be the first president of Yoruba nation, if he so wish. But if he doesn't want to do the hard work, because it's going to be hard work. You have to start all over again, the police, the this, the that, and all kind of things. But that will be an honorable thing if you really want to serve your people, rather than if you just want to make names. Whether it's going to happen or not, I don't know.
Mm. Now, do you think that Nigeria is in a worse situation than it was when MKO Abiola was killed?
It looks as if you look at the pattern, it looks as if every year or every government is always the worst of the previous, of any other government. Because even this Buhari government is worse now than his first 4 years. And if you go down and down, there's that bit of pattern. There's a bit of, what's the word? What do we call it in graph?
Diminishing return.
No, there's odd one. There's always, there could be a bit of odd ones.
Mm.
Obasanjo, to some degree, when he did a bit of sanity, putting things around. So I cannot say that his government was worse than Abacha, because things totally got worse in Abacha's regime. He put things in order in terms of the rule of law and all kind of things. So his own was a little bit of odd one out. But if you think from 1966 down, there's that pattern of diving, nose dive, progress. And it is getting worse, especially when education is being almost killed. Because what made things rule of law doing well is when there is every child is being educated to a good standard, but the standards is deteriorating each time. It's really getting worse. A degree holder today can barely spell congratulations. So it's not getting any better. So I would say, because of all these things that are coming out now, that has roots of the amalgamation, it's an indication that it's not working, it's getting worse, no matter who you put at the helm of the affairs. I used to say to my friends that 10 of Sowore cannot improve that nation. as energetic as it was and all kind of things. Because if people have a belief, a value which they appreciate, you cannot change it.
Mm. Now, let me ask you, why is Olusegun Obasanjo, former president, not supporting the Oodua Action Movement idea? Why do you think he's not supporting it?
Well, let's remember a little bit of the history. He fought the Biafran War to keep Nigeria as one. So to him, he is like, oh, I cannot use my hand to scatter what I started. Deep down now, with what is happening now, we don't know. There is an indication that he is moving into that kind of a thing. Because if you remember, there was a letter he wrote about Fulanization and Islamization. I don't know whether you remember that letter.
Mm-hmm.
So, which was to him, if the president did something about that, that would keep Nigeria one. If this Islamization, Fulanization thing was removed from the agenda, because to him, this is completely wrong. You know, that this is not what they fought for when they were fighting for Nigeria. But as things are progressing, there are a lot of killings and all kind of things. It may not come out to say that he is supporting this, that break, or whatever you want to call it, or metamorphosis of the country, but I don't know what he deep down what he thinks of the way forward. I honestly don't know, because he's not coming out in full force to support one Nigeria. Neither is he coming out to support Oodua.
Mm-hmm. Now, well, we have to round up. I want to get your view on when you look at the progressives in Nigeria. If you look at what happened before, during the military era, when we went back to a democratic system, what happened was that the progressive elements fought for democracy, and at the end, it was hijacked by a certain group of people. Now, is there any possibility that the people, I would say, on the fringe, those people that didn't participate in the national conference, like the advocates for Oodua Republic, the advocates for Biafra, and all different groups, they are now the people at the center, pushing this conversation. Is there any chance that they will come together to have greater impact? And will their conversation that we are having now again be hijacked by certain groups that at the end always come out to hijack whatever is on the table?
About the progressives and what happened then, they have their reasons why some of them did not take part in the national conference and so on and so forth. I think if to be fair to them, they believe that what is worth doing is worth doing well, and that there needs to be involvement of every section, of the country called Nigeria. But because that didn't happen, some did not take part. Well, for me, those are history. And I always ask myself, what am I going to gain if I keep blaming this person did this, did that, and it doesn't change things. What changes things is, what is the way forward? What can we do to rectify what has gone wrong? And my thinking is, this is the way forward. Let's do it this way. But for it to happen this way, everybody involved needs to be active and get things done. there's another bit you mentioned, which is, I'm trying to remember what that be.
No, I'm talking about the group, like a group, the Biafran group. Are
Okay, the
you?
hijack, yeah,
Yeah,
hijacking, yeah.
yeah.
I think people need to learn from history in terms of allowing whatever you start to be hijacked by others. Let's not forget one thing. No matter how deep or well-meaning we think, when there is a large group of people, it will be diluted. So we have to respect that. But it's better it is diluted than nothing happened at all. A good example of what I'm trying to say is, let's look at the Brexit that's just happened.
Mm.
The Brexit, you wouldn't expect it to be that close. There was 52-48 percentage for and against. But because 52 won it, then that became the order, and others have to respect that. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, yes, there will be different views. We just have to respect that the different view is. The important thing is there need to be changes, and it has to happen as fast as possible, because if it doesn't happen now, this is the best time for any changes to take place, and we just need to tap on it.
Now, one last question. So, what do you predict will happen in the next few years? How do you think this will be resolved based on what you are seeing now?
Oh, predict. I'm not a prophet.
Well, but part of it is also the responsibility of your group, because it depends on what you do. Where are you pushing?
We rather than predict, we have expectations.
Okay.
We call expectation rather than prediction.
Okay.
Because the expectation is we involved from the way things are going. We believe that very soon something will give. And when it gives, then we have the opportunity to sit around the table by involvement of international bodies. Because if we don't do that, there may be another group that doesn't believe in what we believe in, that rather than peaceful way, that believes in violent way, and there may be unnecessary killings, which is needless. So our expectations is we will not rest until we achieve what we want to. It's not negotiable. We just have to keep on going. We involving international bodies and so on and so forth. Then there is another bit, if I may, which is not really part of what you've asked me. Things such as what is the OAM expected after this movement? What do we want to see in Yoruba land? How do we expect things to work? Because a lot of people, a lot of Yorubas have been saying, oh, shebi these rulers that are so, these looters, these Yoruba looters, are the one that will want to lead Yoruba again. Is going to be the same thing? No, it's not going to be. You see, what is happening now is happening because of lack of strong institutions. So if I explain what that means, if a business is failing, what the management will do is to change the name and change the management. Change the name. If a school is failing, because that's where I am, I'm in the education sector. If a school is failing, the government will change the name of the school and change the management. And before you know it, it's a new school, new management, new thing carries on. And that's the same thing in Yoruba land. There will be a new rule of law in terms of the law enforcement agency, in terms of civil service. All the institutions, there will be new constitutions, there will be new civil service that will be professional, because those are the bits that need to be get right before we start talking of roads, schools. All the institutions need to be very professional. The legal department, the legislators need to be. I'm not talking of politicians now, because if when the institutions are strong, if a politician want to misbehave, he will end up in jail straight away, because the judge is in a strong institution, will not even listen to any stupid thing. The police is a very strong police, will not listen to anything. So you'll be taken from police to jail, and when you get to jail, you serve your time because the institutions are strong. So those are the things that we will need to work on at the beginning of the beginning. When we have strong institutions, then we can have a strong nation.
All right, we really have to stop, but in 1 second, can you tell me, do you expect that there will be election in 2023?
I wish I could see the future. I don't expect it personally. I don't. It all depends on us all. If we want a change, then we not need to effect it.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Sam.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I will say once again to Sunday Igbo, who has liberated his people yesterday, he put his life on the line, and the hundreds of thousands of people that went to Igangan, I give them kudos to them.
All right. Thank you so much. And we will continue this conversation with other people within the week. And as time goes on, we will invite people from different camps and hear their own opinion. Thank you again, and God bless.
Thank you. God bless.
That has been my conversation with the deputy leader of Oodua Action Movement.
My fellow Nigerians abroad, when you moved abroad, you did not take all your families and friends with you, did you? You left some at home, but you did not abandon them. Of course not. Now, you want them alive and healthy when you return. Do you need a good doctor to take care of your loved one's health in Nigeria? Pro Health HMO Limited is a world-class health maintenance organization that you need to manage their health care needs. Pro Health has a variety of new health plans designed for you. They will manage preventative and chronic conditions and also medical emergencies for your loved ones. At Pro Health, they connect your loved ones to primary care doctors like me, specialists, reputable medical labs, and pharmacists. Oh, they are wonderful people. They provide dependable, affordable coverage, great services, and they put enrollees first. Pro Health will manage their health and keep them for you until you return. Your loved ones won't worry about paying any medical bills anymore. You have taken care of it. You won't worry about them using the money for their medicine to buy a shebi or pay tithe or marry a second wife. No more. Visit their website at www.prohealthhmo.com. You can also download Pro Health app at Google Play Store. For online registrations and payment, call Chris on 081 294 61142. Get 5% discount by telling them Dr. Damages sent you. Thank you.